What's going on, everybody? I hope you've had a fantastic weekend thus far. It is Sunday today, and I'm working on Old Faithful here. IS300, man, this car has come a long way, and it's still so far from being perfect, but I have got this thing like turned right around, and it's kind of crazy seeing the transformation now versus, I just went through pictures yesterday when it was rolled into my garage, and it's just like, it's crazy how different it is. But today, I am going around touching up all the rust spots now that the new windshield is in. I should have done this when it was out, but I can't ask the guys to pause while I do that, right? So anyway, I'm going around and touching up all of the bad rust spots here. Well, not really bad. They're totally surface rust. I'm just scraping them out with a little pick, and then I'm putting my rust converter on it, and they're turning out pretty good. They're turning out clean, and then I'll go over it with some paint match, and that'll be that. I'm not going to go to the depths of the world to get this thing 100%, but I'm going to try to get it to 80%. That's my goal. And make it, 400 or 500 horsepower fun car. And then when I've had enough of this chassis, or the chassis has had enough of being on planet Earth by rusting, it's actually not that bad right now, and I'm going to prevent it, so I don't even think it'll get to that point. But at some point, I'm sure I'll take the drivetrain out and put it into something real nice. I'm looking at this thing though, and it's, like this angle here is not too bad. My buddy Ryan in BC has an IS300, and he has GTE internals and stuff in it, and it's just beautiful. He's doing so much work to it, and his chassis wasn't the greatest either, but it's in really good shape now. I just don't think his has the kilometers mine has, and mine has like paint issues on the fender and stuff. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm going to be fixing up the wipers today. They need some help. They are very aged, a little bit of rust up top, which I sprayed, of course. And I brought the cowl back to life. This was very dull, almost like a white gray. And yeah, that's what I'm doing today. And I'll put the sub box in the trunk, I'm hoping, with all the trunk lining. Screw it down to the trunk, secure it, and then put the meth container on it. So that's the plan today. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I'm gonna make today's video more like a vlog. No real, objectives to get done, but just do some stuff. But Zach just dropped off the intercooler for the STI. I might put that on today, might not. Depends on where the day goes, but if I do, I'll be sure to show you guys. The wipers are done. They look a lot better. Up here, there's some uneven surfaces, but I don't care. I really don't. I'm not gonna put the time in to make them perfect, but they look 10 times better than they did. So I'm gonna throw those on, and I'm gonna start touching up the A-pillars and the top of the IS300 with some paint match paint that I got. Where the heck is it? Got it from Canadian Tire. Right here. 1CO. That is the code for the IS300. So I'm gonna get to town on this and make sure she doesn't rust anymore. So let me get to it. All right, everybody, the A-pillar's done. The roof is done. All the chips are touched up, and it looks actually really good. People often ask me, they say, BoltsNBoost, what is the secret to touching up all of the rock chips on my car? And it's dollar store paintbrushes. Don't tell anybody. There's one more doozer of a spot on the trunk. I'm going to tackle that right now. And yeah, it'll look a lot better than what it does. And then that pretty much sums up the surface rust issues. And then once all this is done and it's dry, I'm going to throw that thing in the trunk and button everything up, because we're almost ready to start this thing. It's kind of weird. And maybe go take it for a car wash once the weather smartens up. All right, all taped up. ready to get rocking on scraping all that stuff off. This honestly looks like it was a chemical burn or something, because there's even like all the tape's covering, but there's like melted plastic on this side. So I don't know. I mean, it's probably just rust and weather, but it's just odd. Like, I've never seen it like this, but who knows? All right, I'm a little convinced, more convinced that it was a chemical reaction, because that just came off like way too easy and there's no rust behind it really. Like, this whole circle was brown and it's not that bad. This one, however, is not that bad either. So I'm just gonna spray my rust converter on both of them, let it wait, wash it all off, and then I'm gonna spray it with that color match paint. It's not gonna be a big deal because it'll hide behind the license plate anyway, so that's why I wasn't really worried about doing this. But yeah, something was stripping the paint here, not sure what. While we wait for the trunk to dry from the rust inhibitor stuff, rust converter rather, I'm gonna start working on the wipers, but like, look how good that looks now. New windshield, new wiper blades. I put grease on the, I don't know what you want to call them, the studs for the wipers, I guess. They have special grooves in here, like a gear almost, that go on here. So just to prevent rust and stuff, I just put a little bit of grease on there, and that should be good. So it's gonna look like brand new, and then I'm finally gonna go over all the spots again. You can see where I touched up. Looks really good. Paint matches 100%. So that's nice. I could buy that off the shelf. It doesn't happen too often that you could find the paint. And just all these like brown stuff, like the brown circumference, I'm gonna go over again. And then I'm gonna give the windshield a one and done after the wipers are installed. So man, she's coming along. Something to be said about these junker cars that we pour lots of money, time, blood, sweat, and tears into. Even though this car looks the way it does, it has a $10,000 USD plus engine in it. And I've spent a lot of money getting that working very well. So even though it looks the way it does, which kind of sucks, but I'm not going to rush anything. You know, when I find some fenders or a hood or whatever, I'll slap her on. But I'm not going to take disgrace in the way it looks, because I know the time and money that I've put into this thing. Even though it looks like the way it still looks, which I don't even think it's that bad. But I'm super proud of how far this car has come. So there's that. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Like, this all looks brand new and I'm super stoked. The touch-up paint went really well. Like, you can't tell, really. Like, I'll go over it better, but like, there's no rust spots anymore. They were all surface rust. I scraped it all off with a right angle pick here. So I just go in there and scrape it off. And I'm using a, where is it here? Rust converter. I just sprayed on there and it totally neutralizes the rust, turns it black so you can paint it. And then I painted them with this OEM color 1C0. And it matches this car 100%. I'll show you the back. Like, the trunk turned out amazing. Like, from here, you can't even tell I did anything. And if you recall in the video, there was a huge, well, you could see it when I get up close. But like, that was all brown and rusty colored. And like, don't get me wrong, this is not a professional job. So before anyone says anything, oh, you didn't do a professional job. Yeah, I know. That's not my goal. My goal is to take the rust off, paint it. Well, sorry, take the rust off, convert it. So, you know, it neutralizes the rust as much as possible. Then I paint it and then I seal it with some clear coat, which smells like cherries. And when the plate's on there, you won't even be able to tell, like, at all. But like, if we stand back here, you can't really tell anything was done. If you step back 2 more feet, you can't tell at all. Like, if I'm standing right here, you can't tell I touched the thing. And that's my goal. I just want it to stop the rust. And if I so chose in the future to bring this to a professional body shop, which I am not, that they would be able to take this and continue on with it without having to deal with rust that they have to cut out. That's my goal. And it still looks decent. So I'm super happy with how that turned out. I also have a pipe on the way because you guys know I don't want to be pulled over by the police men and women out there for silly little things like exhaust tip size. So I ordered up a nice muffler from the boys at NP Boosted. He's a buddy of mine. And it's one that angles down. I know I'm not going traditional, and the reason is because this looks like a huge tip, man. And if cops are out for exhaust systems, this is going to be one they're going to pull over for sure because you could fit a small baby in there. The one that I bought is a nice titanium burnt tip one that is angled down, and the tip is 3.5 inches. So it's like the size of the stock one, but since it's pointed down, it'll look even smaller. It's not going to impede performance at all because the inlet size is the exact same. So look at this car, man. I'm starting to get excited about it. I haven't really been excited about it since I got it. Like, not excited. That doesn't sound right. But excited that it's mine, so to speak. After having the Z06 and stuff, I really liked the Z06. But I always wanted to get back into a JZ. And the prices of JZs, as you all are aware, are like $10,000 Canadian plus. So me buying this car, I get to enjoy the JZ. I get to make it my own and still have a chassis to drive around on in the summer. So that's why I bought this, and I know the history of it. So I'm bringing this car back to life. It's a project of mine, obviously, as you guys are all aware. But I'm just starting now to start, I'm feeling like it's mine, which I've been waiting for that feeling for a while. It's hard to explain. I'm sure some of you will get it. You guys buy a car and you don't really, it's not that you don't like it, but you don't feel like putting in the effort. I'm there now. So after spending a bunch of money under the hood, I'm excited to drive this now in the summer, show it off, have fun with it, and continue working on it. I have side skirts back there for it. I'm going to be ordering up a lip for the front bumper, and eventually I'm going to get the full-blown intercooler kit that a company makes that bolts on nice. Maybe get a carbon fiber hood. It all depends on what I want to do. This chassis is starting to turn out, so that's good. The only problem is it does have rust issues starting. The kilometers on this thing are 300,000, but the car honestly doesn't look like, everyone who sees it, they're like, wow, this thing's in really good shape for 300,000 K. It is, but I'm a perfectionist. And these corners down here are known for rusting. And as you guys know on the other side of the car, I'll show you. Mine's rusted right through, but I stopped the rust. I cut it all out and I coated it with POR 15. And I converted it, like I went to town on this. So this shouldn't rust anymore at all. And it's very solid everywhere else. So that's decent. And when I put the side skirts on, they come up to about here and then here, right? So it'll cover it nicely. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the IS today. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to be on the lookout for another video here in the future, because as soon as we finish the fuel system return line, this thing's ready to start. And, start getting it on the ground, start tinkering more, tuning it, quote unquote, to run good. So much stuff has been done on this car, so I just want to start it here at run and work out any issues that there may be. I'm going to leave the intercooler for the STI video, a separate video, because I am going to install the super rare Beat Rush pitch mount that I got local here. So that'll be a fun day, fun video for the future. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to check out the channel for more videos, because there's videos just like this. I know this was a very, very slow Sunday video for you guys, but some of you will appreciate the progress on this. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. All right, everybody. Peace.